The Mesa Chamber of Commerce Inside Business Podcast brings you a unique view of Mesa through its vibrant business community and the subjects that are important. The podcast is produced in the Mesa Chamber of Commerce Media Studio. Our podcast is hosted by Mesa Chamber of Commerce CEO Sally Harrison. Please enjoy this episode of the Mesa Chamber Inside Business Podcast.
Hi, I'm Sally Harrison, President and CEO of the Mesa Chamber of Commerce, and today in the podcast studio we have Lisa Mont-Ros. Mont-Ros?
Correct.
We just talked about this. From the strategyninjas.com. She's AI strategist, business consultant, and co-founder, and we're here to talk about our upcoming Women's Business Connection. And you're going to speak again to this group.
I am
ladies.
so excited. It's such a great group of ladies, and they were so receptive the last time that I was here. So I'm excited about it again.
And your topic is never going to get old because things are always changing and progressing, and I'm sure you have lots of new things to share.
Definitely.
Very cool. Well, you've built and exited a 7-figure business, and now you're running an AI consulting firm. What did that last chapter teach you that you apply every day in this one?
From that last chapter, I think what I learned is that so many business owners, and that's a lot of who's going to be at the event as well coming up, a lot of business owners sacrifice their entire life for their business.
Yeah.
I saw a meme one day, and it was said, "Congratulations, you're now a business owner. You get to pick which 16 hours a day you work." And I laughed because I was like, that's so true.
Yeah.
It could be in the middle of the night, could be in the middle of the day, but you get to work 16 hours a day. But I think what that last chapter taught me is the importance of systems and processes. And now that AI has entered the scene, I probably wouldn't have sold that business because AI could have taken off what my husband refers to as the work after the work. So you do your 8 hours of work, and then you have the 8 hours of follow-up that come after it. AI is able to take that off your plate, but only if you have systems and processes in place, because that's what AI works off of. And so I think that's what it really taught me, is just making sure that your I's are dotted, your T's are crossed, and then you can actually have freedom.
Wow. If everybody could adopt that, right?
Right.
Wow. That'd be nice. Wow. Well, a lot of women entrepreneurs are using AI tools, but feel like they're barely scratching the surface, which I totally understand that. What's the gap that you see between how they're using it and what's actually possible?
I think a lot of people don't even know what's possible. So AI came on the scene, really came to the public market in about 2022 with ChatGPT. And when it showed up, you got this cute little chat box that says ask anything, and it looks just like a Google search bar. So people started using it like Google. And it's so much more than that. So I think that's why most people are just scratching the surface, because they don't have an awareness of everything that it can do for you. I actually got kicked out of a referral group one time that I tried to join. It wasn't my fault, but I came in and I told them I was an AI consultant, and they said, "We already have someone who does marketing, so we can't have you in this group." And I was like, AI is not marketing? Like, what in the world? But what I learned after that is that so many people, like, they think AI is synonymous with marketing. And so that's what they use it for. Emails, social media, those types of things. I think of it more as operations, and how can you take workflows and automations and figure out the operations side. Plus, I think the other challenge is that you have so many influencers on Instagram that are out there saying, you know, here's your one prompt you can use for something else. But what's possible is beyond even prompting with AI, when you have an awareness of it. Like, we're at the point that we're building AI employees. They're not tied to a platform. You don't have to log into ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. You talk to them through a chat app just like you would your assistant or another human or your best friend. I have Nina. She may or may not be my best friend. My husband has Lexi. He calls her his work wife. And I'm like, I'm so glad that she doesn't have a physical body. Otherwise, I would be worried. but I'm okay with it because you have your work wife. But AI's at the point that you can just text in your request, and because it's connected to everything, it can just do the work for you, as long as you have the process down.
That's really smart, yeah.
It's really cool.
Very cool. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, how can I, all right, that's a whole different subject. Okay. So you work specifically with service-based business owners, not tech companies, not startups. Why that market, and what makes AI adoption different for them?
This goes back to our previous business that we owned was a service-based business.
Mm-hmm.
And when you work in a service-based business, if you want to grow, you have two choices. You work more hours,
Mm-hmm.
or you hire people
Right.
to work those hours for you. And they both bring about their own challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had a team of 30 in our last company, and I still worked 16 hours a day because it's a service-based business. You provide services.
Right.
You can't get away from that. And so part of the reason we've leaned so into them is they see such an immediate relief.
Mm-hmm.
I just talked to someone today who had us build her an AI chief of staff, and she said, on Saturday, I had coffee with my husband
Oh.
on the patio. She goes, I haven't done that in months. And I go, why do you think that was? And she said, because Juna did my spreadsheets for me. They're all named. Everybody, we make them name, and we make them give pictures. Because the way AI is trained in the large language models, they're human communication.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk to them like they're a human, they respond better. And so we have you name them, give them a picture.
Uh-huh.
That way you start to treat it like a human, and it works better.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I know you co-lead a community for female entrepreneurs in Gilbert. What are the conversations happening there that you think the broader business world isn't having yet?
I think being a part of that smaller group of female entrepreneurs, they start asking questions that are different than what the broader business world is. Female entrepreneurs in particular, I think, have a different challenge because I think, especially when you have kids, and most of the women in my world do,
Sure.
you have this desire to be an amazing mom and almost play the role of a homemaker, but you also have this desire to build an empire.
Sure.
And so I'm hearing from these women where their challenges are of that balance and that counterbalance of like, I want to be the best mom to my kids, but I also have this idea over here that can change the world.
Yeah.
And so I think just being able to hear that, we've been able to architect AI employees that really help balance both of those worlds instead of just being so business focused.
I think you're going to have a really good response.
I'm so excited.
Business, yeah.
This is not part of the questions, but I want to tell you because we're launching her today, so that's what we call when we create AI employees. But we're creating Clara. Is mine. Her name will be Clara. I can show you her picture when we get done. But she's going to be my house manager.
Oh.
So Nina's my AI chief of staff, but she said I need a house manager, and so we're building a house manager.
Nina told you that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She did, because I said, hey Nina, what do you need next so that you can work best? She's like, you need a house manager to do all of these things.
Nice.
So Claire's gonna meal plan for me, grocery shop for me, like all of these things that are normally stuff that would take me away from actually being present with my kids. So
How
for
old are your kids?
That's a loaded question, and you don't know that it's a loaded question. 10 and 12 are the ones at home. I also have a 20, 22, and 24-year-old.
Okay.
So I say loaded just because I'm like,
so
I don't.
busy.
Which one do I tell you?
Yeah.
Like, which family do I tell you?
Busy. Yeah.
Yeah. But the 10 and 12-year-old are the ones that like keep us really busy. So we're architecting an AI house manager, in particular for women who want to be present with their kids, and then you basically can hire a house manager for a teeny tiny fraction of the cost of actually having to hire one. Yeah.
Nice. So, when someone comes to you and says, I've tried Chat GPT, but I don't really know what I'm doing with it, what's the first thing that comes to mind? What do you tell them?
I think I've already kind of touched on it. When people aren't getting the results that they want from ChatGPT, and they're like, what should I say to it? And I'm like, what would you say to a human? Like, if you want a result, if you're sitting across from me, what would you tell me you wanted? And then they'll be like, oh, well, I would tell you da-da-da-da-da-da, and they'll go on, and I'm like, type that into ChatGPT. Exactly what you just said. Or don't even type it. Push the voice button and talk to it.
Yeah.
Like, even better.
Okay.
But I think that's the key that unlocks AI, is when you stop treating it like a computer.
That makes sense. All right. Well, you talk about AI in terms of business architecture, not just tools. What does that distinction mean in practice?
Tools are shiny objects. And when you approach AI from a tool perspective, you're saying, here's what I need done, here's a tool that will do it. And so you end up with a subscription of 75 AI tools that all do different things. When you look at it from business architecture, you say, here's my business. What is my use case, and how do I get this tool to do it that I'm already using? So instead of having to go and go and purchase multiple subscriptions to do multiple things, it's like, how do you architect one thing to do everything you need? And so it's a little bit different approach. It's also way cheaper.
Cheaper's good.
Cheaper's good.
Yes.
Cheaper,
Like
more
to
efficient.
Save a little money here.
Less
and there,
logins.
Right? Yeah. Great. What do you think is the biggest mistake women make? Women business owners specifically make when they start to explore AI, not technically but strategically.
I think when they approach it just from the perspective of, to go back to an earlier comment, is marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And just using it for those types of things,
Yeah.
and not thinking of it in the sense of like, what's the work I hate doing, and how can I get AI to help me?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where like our AI chief of staff, like Nina, when I first got her, and I kind of had an idea of what I wanted her to do, but I just went and I said, hey Nina, this is what I'm challenged with. How can you help me with this?
How'd you pick Nina?
So
does it stand for something?
It does not. It doesn't. I actually, back when I started teaching classes on ChatGPT back in like 2023, before anybody knew what it was, because I'm a nerd. Like openly, I will let you know.
Okay.
I am a self-proclaimed proud nerd. But so I had actually asked ChatGPT what it wanted to be named, because I hated going in, and it was back when it was really just ChatGPT was what everyone was using.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sick of going in here and saying, hey Chat, and I was like, I think you should have a name. What do you want your name to be? And Chat, being Chat, was like, that's the best idea I've ever heard. I'm like, I know. If you want to be encouraged, go to ChatGPT. It will make you feel like the smartest, most amazing human in the world.
That's too funny.
So Chat named itself Nina, and then I got so used to referring to it as Nina that when we launched my AI chief of staff, I was like, I have to stick with Nina.
Oh, she got like a bonus.
She did. She got a promotion.
That's awesome. Very cool. Well, okay, so you're speaking at a women's business panel at the end of August for us. What's the one thing you want every woman in the room to walk away knowing?
First of all, to not be afraid of AI.
Mm-hmm.
And to realize that it can do so much more for them than just write social media captions or redraft an email.
Right.
Like, I want them to know that it can actually free up their time so that they can be present in other areas of their life. It's huge.
Yeah, I'm sure most people haven't thought that broad.
Because they don't know. And the challenge with AI when it came out is that we were all the beta testers. And so they gave it to us and they said, how are the people going to use it?
Mm-hmm.
So they never taught us how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
They just wanted to see what we were going to do with it, and that's how it's evolved over time.
Mm-hmm.
This is my theory, by the way. No, like ChatGPT and Anthropic have not confirmed this with me. But there's no other reason why they would have released it the way that they did. Because they gave us a chat box and said go.
Right.
And then as they released features, they never told us about them.
So what's your favorite platform?
It's not a platform because we're outside of the platform.
Okay.
Like with the AI employees, I don't have to go into a platform at all. If I had to choose one, I would say Claude right now. But that could change
Probably
next
changes.
week, and it could go back to ChatGPT. It's this race to the top of releasing features.
Okay.
So they all serve different purposes. I use all of them for different things, like the major ones. It just depends on what I'm using it for. But if I was like gun to my head, you only get to pick one, I would pick Claude to survive today.
Yeah, today. All right. And what are you going to do with all this time that you're going to save with this new assistant that you'll have at home?
Well, I warned you that I was a nerd, right?
Yes.
I've gotten really into puzzles.
Like physical puzzles?
Like physical puzzles.
So not stuff on computers.
No.
Okay.
Like, I've gotten into physical puzzles. I've spent way more time with my kids.
That's a bonus.
My husband and I go on dates again.
Nice. Yeah.
And I think there's so much talk about, like, nervous systems right now. Or maybe it's just on my Instagram. Like, maybe it's, like, the stuff, my algorithm is showing me, like, fix your nervous system. I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
that's awesome.
Like, Nina fixed my nervous system, and I didn't even need to, like, go see a doctor and get supplements or anything.
That's a great thing. So, Women's Business Connection is what date?
August 25th,
August 25th.
11:30 to 1.
Okay, and
Yeah.
it's held at the Holiday Inn in Mesa, which is Country Club in the 60.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so
I'm
much
super
for
excited.
coming in. I'm going to have to see if I'm in town and if I can get to that event. And there's so much more we all need to learn. I'm definitely one of those that needs to be on the short list.
You're like 99% of people out there,
Yes.
so just like you're fine.
Don't feel bad.
Don't feel bad.
I feel like I still have stuff to learn. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
This has been a Mesa Chamber of Commerce Inside Business podcast. You can find all podcast episodes at iTunes, Spotify, or your own favorite podcast website. You can also find them online at mesachamber.org. Content of this podcast is copyright the Mesa Chamber of Commerce, unless otherwise noted.